Who's right? Who's wrong? You decide. Hash it out. Brought to you by Berman Wholesale.
Hi, I'm Carl Markman with Berman Wholesale. We're incredibly proud of our history of educating and partnering with the broker and banker community to prepare you for what's next. We've always been committed to same-day turn times on initial underwrites, which allows us to earn your business each and every day. We're happy to sponsor the following program.
Hi, I'm Andrew Berman with the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching another episode of Hash It Out, sponsored by Berman Wholesale. So today joining us is a good friend of mine, Eric Weinstein. Eric Weinstein has been in the business since 1991, right, Eric?
That's correct.
And in 1991, he started his career, led to the creation of what became one of the largest mortgage brokers in the country. He started that in 1995, and he was one of the largest employers of originators in the entire country. So that's why I thought it was good to bring Eric on to talk about whether it's a good idea to hire inexperienced loan originators. Sounds good, Eric?
Yeah, sounds great.
So tell me, do you feel that it's a good idea to hire inexperienced loan originators to bring them actually to work for you?
Well, I guess it really depends on the business model that the mortgage company has. If you're somebody advertising on TV, get tons of leads, and you want to hire inexpensive loan officers, then you're going to get inexpensive people, inexperienced people. But the way we were set up, where people worked out of their home, they really couldn't be inexperienced. They would just sit around watching Oprah all day. So they had to know what they were doing. We basically gave them a pen and a piece of paper and told them, you're a loan officer, go to it. We used to have a saying, you don't start at Carter Mortgage, you end at Carter Mortgage. What we do is let other people train them, and then we'll just double your pay and come work for us. It's just inexperienced people cost you tons of money. They screw up leads. They don't know what they're talking about. They're quoting your own programs that don't exist. They're talking about rates that don't exist. They can get you in a lot of trouble. So I found it's better to pay really high and get really good people than be very cheap, and you get what you pay for.
So, I mean, here we go, fast forwarding to today. I mean, the reality is that, I believe you can't teach an old dog new tricks. This is a very, very different industry. And listen, Eric, you're an originator today. You've since actually retired from running mortgage companies. You're an originator today. You're, I'm going to probably guess to say a really great originator, someone that's great to work with. It's got great habits, but most originators are probably not like you and don't have the work ethic that you have. So if you take actually these inexperienced loan officers, you take these experienced loan officers, you can't train them the right way of doing business, like the way you've done business, the way you were very, very successful doing. So how do you address, teaching these old dogs new tricks? Because they're going to complain, well, that's not the way we used to do it. And the reality is actually that these originators, while we'd like to think actually that it's going to be the last job that they'll ever have, because if you pay them $1 more than they got at the last place, but guess what? The next place is going to pay them $1 more and give them the keys for the Lexus for a lease. So, how do you keep that going?
Wow, that was a lot of talking there. Okay, so if you're saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, I would disagree with you, my fine feathered friend. I don't agree with that at all. I think the way I manage people is I explain what we do and why we do it and why our system is better than their old system. And if their old system is better than ours, then we will assimilate them into our culture and take their ideas, because some of my best ideas I've stolen from other mortgage companies. The fact of the matter is, I'm not the smartest person in the world, though I claim to be. It's really a matter of taking as much as you can from the outside environment, and by hiring new people and getting their ideas, you actually improve your own organization. So I would say their diversity is good for us. And if they have a better way of doing things, I'd like to hear it. And if we have a better way of doing things, usually I can reason with them and tell them, this is why we do it, and that's why you shouldn't do what you're doing.
So let me ask you this, It's a valid point. I can't take away from that. And maybe you can teach an old dog new tricks, or if the dog actually happens to have a better way of doing the old trick, maybe that's a better way. So I'm not going to take away from that. But you have a limited pool when you're looking at experienced loan originators. If you think about this, so there's only so many people that have been in the business. I think the average age is 54 years. So whereas if you start to go for millennials, you have an unlimited pool. And so there's a friend of mine who actually had this philosophy about digging holes. And if you got paid $5 to dig a hole, and you decided that you actually only wanted to let's say actually you wanted to keep $1 of those $5 and pay someone $4 to dig the holes. Well, you have an unlimited opportunity if you actually say, I want inexperienced loan officers. By the way, just for the audience, that was actually Eric Weinstein's concept, is to pay actually as originators the lion's share of the profit from loans, and it worked really, really well for him.
Oh my God, I cannot believe you remember that from like 20 years ago. He told you that.
Of course. But listen, but that philosophy, if you're actually looking at the limited pool of loan officers, you're only going to be able to dig so many holes. Whereas actually, if you open yourself up to the experienced or to the inexperienced loan officers, you can keep it going to as many people as you want, as many new originators you want. So listen, I want to wrap this up. I want to let you make one last point on this, because you do have some valid points. But please share with us actually some closing thoughts, Eric.
I concede to you, I was hung on my own petard. I did say that, and I can't argue with myself because I'm so smart. No, you're right. You can only do so much by yourself, and at some point you have to bring other people and you have to teach them the culture. And by definition, if you teach them, they're inexperienced. So you are absolutely right. But I like to think that before I mold the clay, I'm starting off with some good quality clay versus a complete moron. So yes, I concede your point. The only way to grow and expand is to teach people, and I bow to your wisdom. You are correct.
Eric, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I'm Andrew Berman for the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Hash It Out, sponsored by Berman Wholesale. For more great shows like this, make sure you follow us or check out MortgageNewsNetwork.com.
This is Mortgage News Network.